Kritika Kamra, words are quite useless. I allow my smile to say everything. It's just so wonderful seeing you. It's been a tough year, and it's been a long wait since I last saw you. But it's worth it. You're looking lovely, may I add.
Thank you, Hrishi K. It's been so long. How are you doing?
Good. I mean, I'm comfortable. I can't complain. I hope your family and you are safe and healthy, Kritika. Yeah.
Yes, everything okay around me. Yeah.
I would imagine somebody of your intelligence, somebody of your sensitivity would think it's a matter of great pride to play Kashmiri, considering the region and all that it has represented for India over the years. And I just don't mean the struggle, I also mean the passion, the beauty. I was joking with somebody saying that, you get off at the airport and everybody looks like a Hollywood star and everybody speaks with so much tehzeeb and sensitivity. So the fact that you're playing Kashmiri might mean an awful lot to you.
It does. Kashmir does have a very, very special place in my heart. It's one of the most beautiful places in this country. And I mean, just everything about it, the culture, the history, it's special. My character, Sana Mir, is from Kashmir, although we never really see her family or her life in Kashmir in the show. But it is a very important part of her backstory. It is her identity, and a lot of her decisions, her fears, and just her struggles stem from a difficult past that you don't directly see, but there's a reference to that. And for my understanding, of course, to play the character, it was very important to understand the you know the history and geography of this character.
Kritika, I find people who go to Delhi University have a lot more understanding of student politics than people who've gone to, Mumbai University, for example, either the Kalina campus or at Xavier's or Sophia's and things like that. I want to know a little bit about your college life. I mean, were you at all aware of the whole student politics milieu, or were you just into culturals or sports, or were you the geek who was into studies? Talk to me about. Did you go to Delhi University first and foremost?
No, I didn't, but I studied in Delhi. The last few years of school and my college, the little bit of college I've done was in Delhi, but I was in NIFT. So I didn't go to Delhi University, but a lot of my school friends went to DU. And so I've hung out at all those, at the campus and eaten at their canteens and stuff like that. So I am I'm aware of how student life is in DU, and I think it's fascinating. I feel I have FOMO. I mean, I wish I had been a part of that, especially while shooting for this show when we went back to North Campus, which is where we've shot some parts. It's just, and you're right, I feel the same. I feel like like students in Delhi are definitely more politically inclined than because I did meet people my age when I moved to Bombay, and that was, I mean, they were all in college. I dropped and I started acting. um, so I'm not fully aware of how aggressive and how intense the student politics in Delhi is. No, I haven't seen it firsthand, but I've heard from friends, and uh, I was politically inclined, but not active on campus. I don't think our campus did not have that sort of a culture. But I did study political science in 11th and 12th also, because I shifted from science to arts, and it was one of the subjects I had chosen.
Oh wow. So
Yeah.
then Tandav must be extremely fascinating for you, because one aspect of political science is to do good for society, to do good for the people who elect you. The other is power corrupts, doesn't it? I mean, even
Yeah.
and as human beings we're all fallible. And it must be fascinating for you to see a series made on that. Something that you read in your books for 2 years maybe.
It is, it is. It's not exactly that. It's actually more drama. And I mean, of course, there's a story here, but I do understand. I think all of us, I think we're a very political people, Indians. I feel like we know how democracy works. We know a lot about our regional politics and national politics. So even from that aspect, I mean, I'm somebody who likes to know, who likes to be aware of what's going on around me and in the country, politically, socially. So it was really exciting for me to be a part of like the first political drama series that's being made.
Tell me a little bit about Sanamir. I mean, what is she all about? I mean, we know her background now, from what region she comes, but her
Yeah.
personality type, please.
So she's politically active, which means that she has her ideology in place. She knows. what she stands for. She is active in the college campus along with Zishan's character, that is Shiva Shekhar. It's like these two, three people who are sort of who belong to the same party, and they have similar values. And uh, yeah, they are, I mean, concerned citizens, I would say, and very empathetic. Like they are really moved by what's happening around them, and they like to do something about it.
Yeah, and in that aspect, college or school is so idealistic, isn't it? You want to change
It
the
is.
world,
It
you
is.
want to do good for society. I think all the other coloring and the so called corruption comes much later. Would you agree with me? I
Yes.
don't know.
Absolutely. And also, like, you have the energy, which is why you see, I mean, revolution or protests anywhere in the world when they're led by young people or students in general. It's just, it's a whole different energy, because I think that at that age, that time, you're very idealistic. You don't have, the worldly responsibilities and a lot of other things, and you want to make a perfect world, and you go to any lengths to do that. I mean, it really becomes your purpose, which when you grow up, you get a job and you start doing other things, and then you're like, you have to make money and settle down and stuff
Dunyadari.
like that. Yeah,
Dunyadari.
dunyadari takes you away from what you really believe in sometimes, and sometimes you have to make some tough choices also.
True that. I was never in doubt that Ali Abbas Zafar would understand student politics. I mean, because he went to Delhi University, he went to Kirorimal College, and he's very
Yes.
proud of that. And he talks about it very often. But other than assisting Kabir Khan for Kabul Express, maybe, I didn't see some of his other cinema reflect the politics of the nation. But it looks as though he has understood both facets. So I leave you to talk about your director's grasp of the two sides of the story. One is the Sattabazi, which is the power and governance, and the other is the student politics aspect of it.
He tries to say, Ali always tries to say something with his films. I've noticed that in his films, but you're right, this is his first, like, uh, out and out political drama where politics is at the center of things. It's not just a message or like one message at the end of the film, but it's the whole show is has got like lines and commentary on what's going on, or just, even though the story is fictional, it's very, very relevant. So Ali has a great understanding of that. And the fact that somebody like him wanted to tell this story is so exciting. I mean, when I got to know that Ali Abbas Zafar, the director of, Tiger Zinda Hai, Sultan, and Bharat, and he wants to tell a political story as his first web series. I thought it'd be really exciting. He also understands that kind of scale. He knows the city very well because he is from Delhi. I mean, he studied in Delhi. And you're right. I mean, he went to Kirori Mal, which is in Delhi. He was also a part of the theater group. So he's done street plays, he's been politically aware, and we had some great discussions.
Are you part of the group that is going to complain saying I didn't get to go to the Patodi Palace? Or are you part
Yes,
of the
I am.
group that Yeah,
Yes, I
come
am.
on. The first time ever shooting in the indoors and you guys don't get taken. But I guess your story was not part of
Yeah,
that.
I am in the university, and Saif's track is the national politics. So we have very few scenes together. Actually, I can count on my fingers the number of days I got to shoot with him. Most of my scenes are with Zishan, and we didn't get to go to Patodi. We only heard stories of people playing cricket and having great food, and yeah, damn.
But listen, I spoke with Amira yesterday and she was just waxing eloquent about you. She said this girl is so much warmth. She's lovely. She's a Delhi native. So Kritika showed me around. So talk to me about that. The sisterhood bonding on and off screen.
We really hit it off. I think I was very glad when Amira came in because we hung out. We went out for golgappas. I took her to a shop I used to go to when I was in college to get silver junk jewelry, and she bought something from there. And yeah, there were not too many days, but we had a lot of fun. Also, our characters are intense. I mean, some they're in trouble basically. So on set it was a bit serious, but outside of shoot we had a lot of fun and we had some great food. And Amara is lovely. She's very, very funny. She's just so much fun to hang out with. It was a, you know, when she joined the schedule, I got really excited, and we got along, which we should. We're sisters in the show.
Yeah, and I love, which is why I always say that Indian cinema or Indian OTT is the most secular place ever. Because you'll have people from different regions. I mean, she's very South Bombay. She's a Bawaji.
Yeah.
You've grown up in other parts of the country, and you come together, and it's just wonderful. Uh, so I love listening to these tales of camaraderie. Zishan, in terms of the way he goes about his acting, is pretty intense. Also because whenever I've spoken to him, he's talked about the love and the rigor of the theater,
Yeah.
and that must have been very challenging for you to because at the end of the day, it's teamwork, isn't it? When you're sparring or when you're collaborating with somebody on screen, and you have an actor like that with a very different background from what you've had. Tell me about that. Tell me about your scenes with Zishan, working with him. How's it all turned out?
I feel fortunate to have got this chance to work alongside him, because when you have such a strong actor with like a solid training and who's been doing this for so many years, and you're right, very different from me because I haven't done any theater. And it's just when your co-actor is great, it lifts your performance too. You look better, it's just because it is a give and take. And in that moment, when you're just two characters, just that sort of play with the other actor really really lifts the scene. And I did feel that from him in a lot of scenes, because we have some of those conversations. And he's just lovely to have around, and so intelligent. He has so many stories to tell and things to say. And so yeah, again, we became friends, and that made things really easy because we are friends in the show as well. And so yeah, I feel like the fact that he is this intense amazing actor really really helped my performance.
I've always been in your corner. You know that even before we met, I've displayed my affection for you amply on social media. And I've always asked myself this question. I asked you this too, saying that why don't I see you more often? And you did explain to me, and I understood that it's not important for you to keep your calendar busy 360 days a year doing this, yeah. But the fact of the matter is, this is a wave where interesting scripts are coming across. Are you reading enough scripts, even if you're not signing them?
I am actually, and you're right. There's a lot of work. It's a good time to be an actor. It's also a good time to be a female actor. There's a lot of stuff being written for women, some good parts, especially with OTT. It's just opened up so many different, doors. But I have been picky, and I'd like to take it slow, and I wanted to transition to web with something special. I think Tandav does that for me. It ticked all the boxes. It was something that excited me. The writing is it. When I read it, I was blown away. The fact that Ali Abbas Zafar was making it. Then you look at the cast. It is an Amazon original series, so it just ticked all the boxes. I want to be careful about the stuff that I do. I've done a lot of television, and I've been told that I carry that baggage. And I mean, it's so for me, exposure or visibility is never really a factor. I mean, I won't do something just to be on screen. I want to do something that really excites me and that people hopefully remember, and I can look back and be very very proud of.
Did you have to work a lot on your look with your stylist and things like that? Because I notice, whenever I've gone to Kashmir, they're not very made up. So did you
Yeah.
have to take the layers of makeup off? How did you go about, defining the look for Sanamir?
Yeah, the look is very, very simple. It's very everyday because she's also a student. I mean, she's not going to sit and do makeup. It's very basic. Sometimes there's actually hardly any makeup on my face. I did take care of my skin because I wanted to, Kashmiri people have beautiful skin. I mean, at first I was like, they've cast me as Kashmiri, but like, do I look like that? Or I'm not even that skin tone or whatever. But we tried to achieve that with very little makeup. I do wear kohl, and those the kajal eyes in parts of the show, because that is something that's very Delhi college. I was like that. And I'm also sporting like a nose ring and some junk jewelry. I was like that. And I think it's the very Delhi thing. Everybody has like multiple piercings, and it's just with a lot of kajal, a lot of Fab India, Khadi kind of vibe. So that's something we've tried to maintain.
Just curious to know, what is this junk jewelry, the silver jewelry place that you're talking about near your college? Yeah.
It's not near my college. I got my nose piercing there. It's called Silofer in GK. it's it's no hidden gem. Everybody knows about it now. But I took a Myra there, and that market just doesn't change. It looks the same. Nothing has changed there. So yeah.
What's 2020 been like? I mean, it's not been easy for a lot of us. Some people have used this in creative ways, saying, maybe I'll learn a software, maybe I'll learn to cook, maybe I'll learn to meditate. Is there a skill you picked up in lockdown?
The skill, the art of doing nothing. I think that's what I picked up. I mean,
That is a skill. That is a skill.
yeah, and to
Yeah.
be okay with that. Just the fact that you can be okay and not run around every day. I mean, yeah, it was very reflective for me. I did a lot of thinking. You know, I mean, thought again about my priorities and sort of just put things in order. I got to spend time with my parents. I think it was the first time after school. Uh, in fact, even in school, I was in Delhi, so away from my parents. But it was the first time in so many years that I got to spend so much time with them and at home in my hometown, which was the upside. But yeah, the year has been tough, and just seeing, the sense of, I mean, just seeing what it did to people around us was just heartbreaking. I think certain days were just really, really tough. Uh, uh, Kept watching the news and reading things on Twitter, and it was heartbreaking for most of it. But I think we've bounced back and love the resilience of everybody around us. And hopefully, 2021 is going to be, the year of healing, and it's starting on a good note for me with Tandav. So even professionally, I'm looking forward
Yeah.
to a good year. Yeah.
Do you have a note to yourself for 2021? Do you have a diary that you note down, or at least to yourself? What are you looking forward to as far as this year is concerned?
The one thing that 2020 has taught us is that plans don't work. Like, stop making resolutions. I have decided to never take the small joys for granted. A lot of small things that we do every day, we take them for granted. I feel like there was a time when I missed hugging my friends, something as simple as that. And just to be able to go to a restaurant, or to, of course, we've not traveled, and just to gather, or watch a film in a theater, just these little things that we never really think about. 2020 made us miss those things. So I hope to really enjoy these small things.
And the last time you came in, I just enjoyed what was on your phone. You've got to tell me what you're listening to. What's on your playlist? What are the songs that you're tripping on? The music that you're on? Anything?
Just before we started talking, the song from the show is out, and it is one of
Ah,
my favorite tracks. It's reimagined. It's Dhaka Laka Buka, that you heard in Yuva first, and Mr. Rahman has reimagined it, and it's been edited to some shots of uh, the show, and a lot of the university shots are in it. And I was just doing my social media posts just now, and I realized how much I love that song, and it's playing on loop. I think it's going to be the theme till Tandav comes out.
and I remember when that song first came out with Ajay Devgan and
Yes.
with Abhishek Bachchan and all these people. That was the wave of the Lagan song and things coming out. You got goosebumps, and you felt that pride of patriotism. Wherever you were.
It
Yeah.
does. That song gives you goosebumps. Like, even when I watched it just now, some shots of Saif and Zishan and walking, and cut to that song. It's brilliant. It just lifts the whole thing up.
Is that
And to have an A.R. Rahman song in the show. I mean,
totally? Yeah.
yeah.
Got a question for you. Is there any other character that you're really looking forward to as far as Tandav is concerned? I know that Sanamir is strong. I'm yearning to see you, but some other character that you're saying, wow, I'd like to see how his or her track goes.
So unfortunately, I have no scenes with Dimple, ma'am. I don't share any screen space with Dimple Kapadia, which is like, I wish I had any scenes with her. But I'm very excited to see her parts, because I wasn't there on set, so I don't know how they are. I've read them, and when we got to know she's playing Anuradha, I was like, oh my God, she's going to nail this. So that's a track also I'm very excited to watch.
Lovely. Listen, I can't wait to see Tandav in all its entirety. It's been such a pleasure talking to you. And is there a line that you'd like to describe why people should go and watch Tandav and Sanamir? Like a hard sell line. It's difficult to encapsulate a feeling
Yeah.
like Tandav in a couple of
Yes,
lines. But I think
it's
that'll be
very
an excellent sign
difficult.
off.
It's very difficult, even to talk about my character or the show in a few lines is just really, really
Yeah.
difficult. But I think that is why people should go and watch it, because it just can't be described in a line. We've just been saying kab hoga tandav, ab hoga tandav. It's actually going to happen in 2 days. So I'm excited. I please watch and tell us what you think. I will really wait for your feedback, and it's always such a pleasure to talk to you.
You're lovely, Kritika Kamra. Take care of yourself. Stay healthy, yeah?
You too.
Okay?
You
Bye
too.
bye.
Yes. Bye.